Hey everyone, it's time for a special 99.5 Geocache talk. Whether you're at work, in the car, wherever you are, we hope you enjoy the show. Please give it a like and subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher, Pocket Cast, TuneIn Radio, Google Play, and now Spotify, so that you can get all the weekly Geocache talk goodness. And tonight we have on the show a couple of the network crew. We have Angie.
Hey, everybody.
Geocaching Janji, and we have Sodak Zach.
Woohoo! Yeah,
I love it. Woohoo!
got the shirt on.
Jesse's out finding caches, but he's going to work on the chat room for us tonight. So he's not able. He's having some technical difficulties. So anyway, glad you guys are all along for the ride. We've got couple different things to talk about, and we'll go around our little round table tonight. We'll kind of discuss them. Let's start with something that also came out. We're gonna do the DuckTale discussion here in a few minutes, but the first one I want you guys to comment on is there was a blog entry. They did it all in one day. It's like if I was Geocache.com, I think I'd spread these out a little bit. I don't know about you guys, but
yeah, spread the love.
Geotour completed, souvenir earned. This came out today, and let me read you a little bit about this, and then see what you guys think. It says, Miss Jen did it, which is cool. We're very familiar with her at geocaching.com. It says, are you one of the people who recently received a souvenir for completing one of the official Geotours? Congratulations. We hope you enjoyed the surprise. Do you have questions? We have answers. Well, I hope they have some answers because I've got some questions here in a moment. Are you a person who has never been on a Geotour? We have answers for you too. And so they go on to talk about the souvenirs and how you qualify and so forth and so on, acquired dates. So start with Angie. What are your initial thoughts on hearing about the Geotour souvenirs?
Well, I think they sound pretty cool. I've never actually completed a Geotour, but I know they take some dedication. You have to travel quite far and find quite a few caches, and they sound like more, maybe more gadgety caches sometimes, or multi-cache, or not really.
Yeah. It kind of depends. There's a lot of tours that are out there. The ones that Susan and I have done, it was a mix.
Okay. So you have to put in quite a bit of work to get one. So it's cool that they're giving you a souvenir.
I like the idea. Zach, what are your thoughts on getting another of these souvenirs?
Well, I run a show called "It's All About the Numbers," so with another thing that they give us a few more opportunities to boost some numbers on.
Right.
I think, and we can discuss this more in depth, but just the thought of souvenirs, it's something I think we all think they could flex a little more on. So, they could beef up the what they use that for. But I will be doing my first Geotour, like completing it,
right?
Actually at the Giga.
Cool.
And then
there's a couple there now. Which one are you planning to do? Because there's a couple different ones.
Well, I got to do the donut one.
Oh man, you got to do the donut one, man.
And we'll see if we have time for any others. But
yeah, there's an Earth Cache Geotour there for.
I know. I just heard about that too.
That's cool.
Land Monkey's excited. I know Angie wants to go to Cincinnati now. It's a whole tour of just Earth Caches.
Yeah, and I love Earth Cache. I got about 130 Earth Caches or something. Like, I love them, and if I'll have to see where they spread out on our map and where we're planning already, because it's going to be tight with the caches we got that we talked about a few episodes ago. But it would be a lot of fun, and to do an Earth Cache one, that'd be sweet. I've done several of them, so I know what they entail, and they're a lot of fun. Usually the caches are some of the best caches in the area. And they're also usually really well maintained. It's like they have a plan that a lot of them might work with like a parks department or something, and really have a good series going. Yeah, outside of that, I'm excited to see what it's like to complete one, and with the souvenirs, just an added bonus. But some of them have coins or some type of thing that you get at the end. So I think that'll be cool.
I've got some back here, but I don't have time to show. But here's the weird thing, just to kind of give people kind of an update on. And I don't know, I'm kind of watching the chat room too. I know Angie's watching the chat room, but Susan and I have completed 2. We completed the birthplace of Texas, that's probably one of our most favorite ones. A lot of cool caches, like you're talking about, Angie. There's one. It's a patience cache. It was at a winery, and when you found the cache, it was full of wine corks. And you got to hunt through all the wine corks to find the cache. So that was fun. And there was one that had bison tubes hanging on the winery. It took you to a couple different wineries, but they had bison tubes all along the outside of the sign. And of course, it's in the last one you look in.
Yeah. Because that's always where you...
It's always where it is. Okay, anyway. We did.
I'd be worried about you if you continued looking after.
We also did the one in Pensacola, which was fun, but a little odd because some of the caches are in kind of, I don't know. I don't know if they ran out of thought of where to put them, but a lot of them were still cool though. One of them, and this is what I'm thinking may have happened, because you could do a certain number of caches and you qualified to get the coin. I'm pretty sure we did every single one that was on the Brenham one. We did all but one on the Pensacola, but we had enough points to qualify. Oh, we did the one in Kyle, Texas too. There's 3 of them. And we've done all 3. And we did one in Colorado. And I've looked on my souvenirs, and I don't have a single souvenir for any Geotour. So I don't know if anybody else is in the same boat that Susan and I are, but we don't have any. But that's okay. I'm not sure how they work out the qualifications for those.
Was it the souvenir was only for the HQ Geotour, or was it for all Geotours? I don't remember.
Let me look at the comments here. Maybe I read it wrong.
So I remember seeing that logo.
Yeah.
The HQ Geotour.
It just mentions Geotour. It doesn't
maybe
say.
Release them slowly.
Yeah, maybe so. Total number
like
caches.
They do with the countries.
Right. Yeah, it seems to indicate it's pretty much any of the official Geotours, and every one we went on were official Geotours. So, oh well. Anyway, kind of interesting. I highly, highly encourage people to do Geotours. I can't tell you how much we love them. We're Geotour junkies, Susan and I. We will, and it's not just to get the swag at the end, although it's kind of cool. We did partial, the Rocky Mountain one. We did part of it, and each Geotour does things a little bit differently. But if you even did a half of one, which I don't expect to get a souvenir for that one, but you did half of one, you got a certain coin. We got it was like a wooden coin, which was kind of cool still. But we got the full blown coins from the Kyle one, the Brenham one, the Pensacola one. Each are a little different. I mean, the Donut Trail one, Zach, that's got a cool coin. I don't know if they still have the same coin or
the one with the bite taken out of it or something.
Yeah, it's a donut. It's pretty sweet. Yeah.
Or maybe the bite doesn't come as part of it. Maybe someone got a little excited.
Right. And they're chewing them off, but that one I would love to do because I'm a huge donut fan, as you know, people know my girth. I'm
donut take a bite of the coin though.
No, don't do that.
That was terrible.
Don't do that. All right. Next up is
really quick. Can I add?
Yes.
Some people were clearing stuff up in the chat. They were saying the Geotour needs to get the artwork to HQ. Some people were saying that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
They have to pay for that.
Yep. Okay, cool. Thanks, Angie. Mm-hmm. Keep an eye on that. It's good. Appreciate everybody doing that.
Ryan. Thanks, Ryan.
Way to go, Ryan. Yeah, he's been, in fact, we're going to have him on this summer. We had some technical difficulties, but he's going to be on. We're going to talk about the trail why am I drawing a blank? It's the Geotour of the
Santa Fe.
Santa Fe, yes, and which covers many states. And I'm Susan and I are looking forward to someday doing that one. But anyway, Ryan's scheduled to be on here in a few weeks, and we're going to talk about that Geotour. So this will be perfect. We'll talk more about this one. So, all right, next item up. Tomorrow is Thank a Volunteer Day. And let me read you a little bit of this. Whether you've been part of the geocaching community for a long time or just recently found your first geocache, May 22nd, and of course every day, is a great day to thank a volunteer. If you found a cache, hidden a cache, use the forums, or use the geocaching website or app in a language other than English, you benefit from the amazing efforts of the community volunteers. There are 400 plus passionate, dedicated geocaching community members who volunteer behind the scenes. These include reviewers, Earthcache reviewers, translators, and moderators who keep the game in motion all over the world. Volunteers are often amazing cache owners and event hosts. So what's cool is that it goes on to discuss more of this, but so Angie, as Zach kind of reconfigures himself in the spot, I think he's getting near his geocache is what he's doing. Are you by your geocache, Zach?
Well, I'm pretty close. I was going to show the sunset off.
Oh, cool. Yeah, nice looking.
Yeah, I suppose I could go over and check out the cache, do a little maintenance.
Yeah, because you are a volunteer in a sense. If you've got a cache place, Zach's gonna show us his. Oh, look at that!
Yeah,
it's a nice
almost like a spoiler.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, Angie, would be kind of cool if you ever. Oh, you actually found that one. Never mind.
Oh my gosh, guys, we have a little problem on our hands.
Uh-oh.
No.
I'm not even kidding. I'm just finding this out. I was gone all day today. My jar has been dumped on my yard.
Dumped in your yard?
I'm just seeing this right now.
You're going to have to go collect more unicorn farts.
I know.
I will. I'm going to have to clean up the unicorn farts, too.
Why would somebody dump all the unicorn farts on the ground?
Someone vandalized my cache at my house.
Oh, my gosh. That's terrible.
That's part of being a
show all
though.
Show all the spilled unicorn farts that are on the ground there.
You guys.
Look at this.
Oh, man. That's terrible. Look at this.
Look at this.
Dang.
Glitter and everything. Unicorn farts all over.
Now is the cache still in there?
No. Well, I don't know. I haven't dug through. It's a 5-gallon bucket.
That's true.
I'm gonna have to
Does that happen often, Zach?
No, this is the first time.
Oh, shucks.
Oh, that's terrible.
Shoot, what a bummer.
You know who just found a cache?
Ooh,
Memphis Mafia just checked in.
Did he really?
So he's wondering if that counts live for the show.
Guys, I gotta pour one out for my cache.
That's right, you do, because that's terrible.
That is. This wasn't for the show. You just said, hey, are you checking on your cache? And I said, well, I could go around the corner. And I go there and I see it dumped all over my yard.
You were just gonna show us the gorgeous view and
and the cache
South
and
Dakota.
Someone vandalized it. Kind of sad right now.
I know, that's a bummer. We'll try to focus for a little bit.
Yes,
we'll be
done.
Will.
Well, thank you. We'll give you our thanks tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll send you some thanks. We're really sorry for that.
Well, at least you guys led me to owner's maintenance before someone posted it.
There you go.
So I have another quick update because we're doing a bunch of updates tonight. I just got an email from Ansley Gordon, who was in Treasure. She's not going to be able to. Unfortunately, she won't make it to our show 100, but we're going to have her. But she wanted to make a note, and I'll probably read this next week too. But she has an improv show she's doing in L.A. And but she says congrats on 100 shows. So I'll put that in the notes for next week too. So we're going to miss having her. But we got a lot of cool stuff planned for show 100 anyway. But going to miss having her on. Okay. So we'll start with Zach since you're in the middle of doing all this. Sorry. interrupted you there, buddy.
No.
So what do you think about this idea? Thank a volunteer day. Do we really need this, or?
Well, I'm all for thanking people as often. And actually, like with the volunteer reviewers, I go out of my way. I get a lot of caches published, and I'm one of those that always likes to try to push the bound. Obviously, like my unicorn farts cache, like I try to do things differently. And so a lot of times they get rejected, and I have a little back and forth, but I try to let a reviewer know, like, it's just because I'm trying to what I can offer to geocaching. And so I go out of my way to thank him. He's, one of the best reviewers that I've heard of and that I've worked with, because I've hidden in a few other states or worked with reviewers on a few other things. And so, I try to thank him already, but, it's just a good reminder that there are this game is all about not just the reviewers, but, the people that hide it or maintain it or, work with the geocaching community. And, sometimes people just need an opportunity, a reminder, a place or a way to show their thanks and appreciation. And so I think this is a great way to do that.
Yep. Angie?
It kind of reminds me of Teacher Appreciation Week. Same thing. It's like they have a hard job. I'm sure they have to deal with a lot of unsavory folks. And, just to make sure you are saying thank you and appreciate them, because they do a lot and they don't get paid, I don't think, right? They don't really get, if they have fun, I'm sure they wouldn't do it if they weren't enjoying it, but.
Absolutely. Yeah.
They do a lot. That's
they
all.
do. You're exactly right, Angie. They're and as Jesse pointed out in the chat room, he says the game wouldn't exist without them. That's so true. And I first saw that, my first thought was reviewers, because I love our reviewers. Very helpful, and they don't get much credit. I always, whenever I publish a cache and I tell them, give them all the pertinent information that you're supposed to give, I always finish with thank you so much for taking the time. I'm not sucking up to them, but because I always get
this.
all my caches get published, so I don't know about the rest of it. So I don't have a problem with that, but I do really, like you said, I really thank them. But the one thing I didn't think about, no pay is right. One thing I didn't think about is all of us who are cache owners, we're kind of like we're community volunteers as well, because we're putting them out, and we need to. If you have someone that that you really appreciate their caches, make a note and send them a note tomorrow. Send them a little quick thank you for them being there and doing it, because it is. If you are a cache owner out there and you know what it's like to, Zach's going through it right now. He went to all the trouble to put that cache together, and now he's going to have to do maintenance on one. It's in his own yard, and he's going to have to deal with with all that. But we've all been to caches, and we're like, oh man, that stinks that you're, and so
And like Scott just said in the chat room, he said without volunteers, nothing like Geo Woodstock would take place.
Ain't that the truth?
To see that volunteer for Geo Woodstock, it's like that would be kind of hard to put aside time, to volunteer and do whatever they need to do when you want to be out there.
Oh, absolutely. Scott's put in a lot of time too. So thank you, Scott, a day early for being a part of getting all that done. So. All right, so we're gonna move.
By the way,
to...
I did catch some more unicorn farts, so you can't keep this owner down long.
Right. So you're gonna go fill up your cache again. That's cool.
I guess, yes.
All right, we got one more, and then we're gonna get into the DuckTales. That's the main little note here. So, Angie reminded me, and I put it in the notes about this mystery souvenir campaign. Again, it's like everything came out. This came out, a few days ago. But since we're doing updates tonight on our 0.5 show, so Angie, I'm gonna start with you on this one about the hidden creatures, and it looks like there's something to do with 9-9, because it looks like the 9-9s are hidden.
Oh, really? I didn't even see that.
Yeah, it's in
sharp eye.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Here, I'll show it real fast, and you can comment while we do it. Let me do a screen share. Okay.
On the
All right.
shell, are you looking?
No, right here at the 6. See the 9 kind of upside down.
Oh, interesting.
See if you
Or
look at upside, if
sixes
you
backwards.
or backwards 6s. So I don't know if there's some more clues in here that we're missing. Like this N is kind of
Yeah.
weird looking, and
Interesting.
this is a V. I don't know if this what this in the R is kind of weird. Creech, it's crit vriz. No, it's creatures URES, but see the V anyway.
I
So
getcha.
this came out a few days ago. So I did make a note because I couldn't remember. Midnight June 26th is what that is. So, what are your thoughts on this weird? It's kind of like the Planetary Pursuit, I'm guessing, don't you think, or what do you think?
Well, right off the bat, I thought, oh, it looks really cute.
Yeah,
Like, I might buy something with this one. I didn't, that's probably really bad, but
I'm a big sea turtle fan.
I like animals, hidden creatures, I don't know. And it's an island turtle.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. It kind of reminds me of Moana. Is that how you say it? Like, appeals to some kids, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It looks like fun. And plus, my anniversary is on the 27th, so it's pretty good timing.
Go, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Well, the start. So, are you? So, Zach, are you thinking that this may be Planetary Pursuit all over again, or what are you thinking?
Honestly, we'll have to kind of see. I don't really know, what they have in mind with it, but I do know, like, the turtle with the island. That's kind of, I think, alluding to. There's like I think it's the Sioux where I'm from, South Dakota. Believe that the world was originally like on the back of a turtle. Like that's sort of their religion or whatever. So,
with the right. So that might be part of that.
Maybe blew some of the people's minds in the chat room with that little bit of local knowledge.
That's awesome. Yeah,
I think it's a Native American like belief in like the creation story was that like the world is on the back of some great turtle or something. So that might be what that's alluding to.
Yeah, that is cool. Love the Hanu. That's I love sea turtles. I didn't mean to. Again, don't send me nasty emails. But Susan and I were snorkeling in Hawaii. Yes, in Hawaii back in the day. And there was a sea turtle near me, and I wasn't trying to get too close to it because it's wildlife. So I kind of steered clear, but he kind of kept sort of hanging around, and so I just kind of left him be. But I took some photos and
was that on Maui?
Kept my distance. Yes, it was on Maui.
Was it on the west side of Maui? By like a beach with like a bunch of rocks on the side, like on the north side. I'll bet you we saw the same sea turtle, man.
I saw the same sea turtle.
Yeah, I swam alongside one, kept my distance, but kind of followed it.
Kind of hung around a little bit.
I mean, the water's so clear. Yeah, that'd be maybe we saw the same sea turtle. They're around. They live to well over 100.
That's true. We might have.
Yeah.
It could tell the tale. That's funny.
Yeah, on my Instagram, I got a picture at that beach. So if you
I have a photo. I have the same. We'll compare photos later.
Yeah, sounds good.
That's the same turtle. This is awesome. Yeah. What are the odds? What are the odds? All right. All right. Let's get to the other big topic. So for tonight. Okay. So this dropped, and I think we all knew. Well, everybody on the show knew about it early. But we couldn't talk about it. It was driving me crazy because I actually asked them. It's like, hey, is it okay if we can mention this on the show? And I was like, nope, we can't mention it on the show. But the DuckTales came out. Yeah, Memphis Mafia's got the woo-woo thing going. If you listen to the DuckTales theme.
DuckTales. That's what I was thinking you were gonna play tonight.
Yeah, actually, it'll be on the audio. I've got a little piece of the music that'll be on the audio, so people that listen to this audio will have heard that song. Okay. So Zach, what are your thoughts on DuckTales? Were you a DuckTales fan when you were younger?
Oh yeah, because that hit me. I mean, it probably hit several generations because they've been around for so long. But Yeah, like that sort of the DuckTales that were on in like the late '90s,
Right.
cartoon wise. Yeah, we were watching that all the time, and that was a lot of fun. I can't wait to hear the intro. I'll have to go back and I know it was catchy and I can kind of remember a little bit, but
Yeah.
I want to see if I remember all the words if it's playing. So I'll have to go back and listen to the intro again. But no, we love that show and love Disney stuff. I've been to Disney World like 5 times in my life,
Ooh,
but not
good.
since I've been a geocacher. So
right? Oh yeah,
I
you
have
didn't
to
get
go
to
down.
the virtual. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to get down there, get that virtual, and probably bring my little Huey, Dewey, or Louie with me, and hopefully I can find one of them. But
Yes.
yeah.
Speaking of having ducktail things, Angie, do you have anything DuckTales there?
I do. I have to show it off.
Show off your DuckTales thing.
It's Sophia's toy. It's a little people thing. Look
cool.
They're hiding in the back. Louie and Dewey. It's so cute.
Sophia's got her little thing. That's great.
You can play with toys when you have kids.
Absolutely.
Or not. You don't have to have kids. But,
but,
they're cute. I'm excited that Disney, that's pretty big. They have to feel pretty good about that, right? Geocaching HQ. Like, that's exciting to be recognized by such a big thing. I thought that was really sweet. Like, DuckTales. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is so cool. Now, I did see on social media today, and it's been mentioned in the chat room. But I agree with them because I don't know what to say, but this is a U.S. only promotion, and I'm like, oh, I can't believe y'all are doing this again. It's like, why can they not expand this? You know,
it has to be shipping, doesn't it? I feel like that. And I mean, obviously, who's going to see it the most? The show. But.
Yeah. Now, there are chances that people might be able to, because a lot of different people. Angie's getting some. Geocache Talk is getting some. All the podcasts and many of the vloggers and bloggers and social media folk are getting. I don't know how many we're getting. We'll find out whenever they show up, but we're getting a handful of trackable. Some of these trackables. So if somebody were to win one, and there was like if Gearheads was doing a promo, and they got they had one for international, whatever. So Scott's mentioning a German company has to get involved. Oh, I guess you're right. That would be important. So, we got somebody's joining. So, the geocacher has made it in.
Yeah, I didn't have any luck out in the field. I did find my cache, but everything I tried crashed out there, so I had to come home.
Not everyone can do it, Jesse.
I know Zach makes it look easy. I did get my smiley though, so that counts. That's got to count. It's a live smiley.
That's a very important. Well, we're glad you made it into the show for a few minutes. Definitely. We're in the middle of discussing the DuckTales portion, and the thing I was sort of kind of lamenting as well as all of our international friends were lamenting the fact that it's a U.S. only promo, and it's kind of a bummer. I think that they.
Why is it a U.S. only promo? They'll only release them to U.S.
Yeah. Well, you can't sign up. You can't sign up for one of them through that. What I was saying though was, if one of the geocaching folks that get some of the promo items, there's a potential that they could give them away. And when they give them away, it might be an international person who wins.
Right.
So,
well, could we maybe as a show, just to make sure that we do our part to get things overseas, could we potentially put at least one that's designated for international travel?
I think that's a good idea. Yeah.
I mean, we'll look at how many we get and what the parameters are and things, but tentatively, I think our international listeners, then they can fight like piranhas over it.
Right. So Ruth in the chat room, I'm going to put a link, or the link will be in the show notes, but I'll put it also in the chat room where you can sign up for the DuckTales promo. So thank you for asking that. I think definitely we can try to make sure that we give at least one of them away internationally. I think that's very. That way we kind of. I wouldn't say we're breaking the system, but I mean, we'll end up being the ones.
We're just the generous ones.
Right. There you go.
Everyone else can be Scrooges and keep they could be Scrooge McDuck and keep everything for just their area. But
I mean, if anybody really wants one, just wait till the day after they release them and go on eBay. So that's where they're gonna end up.
I guess you're right. A lot of them might be, but so let me ask. We'll go around the room again, but we'll start with Zach this time. We'll work our way around again. But so Zach, what are your thoughts on doing another trackable giveaway? Well, the last one I guess was the Magic the Gathering. Am I right? No,
yeah.
Well.
It was Halo Top.
Halo Top was probably the last one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which I really wanted one, but I probably better that I didn't get one because I don't know if I would be, because I love Halo Top and you have to drag it out of my fingers to get them.
I've still never had it yet or seen it.
You read it? Oh, I love Halo Top. It's great.
It's good.
It's good ice cream and it's pretty low calorie and it's really good tasting. So I didn't get one. I know Angie got some.
I got one. I got really lucky. I was excited.
You got one. That's good. I'm glad you did.
Mm-hmm.
Zach, you didn't get one, did you?
No.
Oh, well. So anyways, so Zach, we've got another one. So we did Magic the Gathering. We got Halo Top. We got this one. What are your thoughts on these crazy giveaways, these trackables?
Well, I'd say awesome, but for a younger audience, I got to be hip and cool. So I'll say they're sick. But instead of that, I want to make it more like for this show. So I think it's a Mallardy. Okay, that was terrible.
Mallardy?
Yeah, it's a Mallardy. It's sick.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Boy, I'm not in tonight. Let me
flew
drink
right
some
over
coffee.
your head.
Hang on. Let me get some more coffee. Just
Flew
I can get
right
that
over
movie.
your head. Yeah.
So
Flew over your head.
Yeah.
But,
all right.
Wow.
Yeah.
All
That
right.
was terrible.
Jesse?
No, I do think
Go
it's.
ahead.
I think anytime they're doing these things, it's just it's like an aspect that a lot of people get intensely into. And actually, the last time they did a duck thing, I think was probably their one of their bigger ones, but adopted with the races, they kind of had going. That was
ducks.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yep. And
That was
I
pretty
think,
cool.
I think anytime we have, I think just with this, geocaching just needs to keep a steady stream of these trackable promotions, and that's like a really good aspect of the game to continue building, like they should do with Where I Goes.
What was that? Where I go?
Some new ones of those out.
I don't know where I go, where you go,
Yeah.
where we all go. All right, help us out here, Jesse.
So
think
obviously
about
I had
DuckTales?
technical difficulties, so I missed. Did you talk about the race aspect of this?
No.
So in one of the links on our show notes, which we'll put up afterwards, if you go to the page, that's the launch page, they're actually racing. So they've got a U.S. map or an international map, one of the Google maps like they have on the regular ones. But then they have Huey, Dewey, Louie, and Webby. Is that right?
Webby. Mm-hmm.
4 of them down below. So it looks like what they're going to do is total up all the mileage of all those type characters, and they're going to race against each other.
Yeah.
So everybody's that moves around will race against each other. That'll be pretty neat.
That's a great idea. Yes.
Yeah. I like that. So there's more than just giving out the trackables, or it's encouraging people to actually move the trackables because, a lot of times they just sit on the shelf.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm taking all mine to Geo Woodstock. I've been guilty. I've been guilty, and I confessed my sin, and I've got them all set. They're all where'd I put? I've already put them in the other room. They're ready to go for the trip. But go ahead, Zach. What are you gonna say?
They're in your car already.
Almost. They're in the other room. They're packed up, man. They're ready to go. I'm bringing them though. I'm bringing my
they're in the starter blocks.
Yes, bringing my Urban Adventures and my tin cup. A couple of them I should have gotten out long ago, and I've just been a very bad geocacher. Go ahead.
Yeah, I kind of like the potential for this. Kind of like Pokemon Go users will be familiar with it, where you kind of chose a team. I think it was red, yellow, or blue, and there was different factions. I feel like there could be people that kind of hop onto one of the names, and it's
Team Huey.
Team Huey. Who's gonna win?
I love that part of it. I hope people do it with integrity and really move them around and don't just hold on to the other team. But,
I'm just going to drop this in the International Space Station a couple times.
Right. I like that.
Don't give anybody ideas. Dang
sorry.
Those things will have like 8 billion miles on them in like day one.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the guys, Gary, in the chat room, he's like, "Yes, I did. Yes, I did agree to place it within a certain number of days, and I didn't. I already said, I already confessed my sin." So,
but you know what? You go place it now, though, right?
I'm gonna. Yep.
Set it free at Woodstock. No trackables ever go missing at Megas, so it should be safe.
Yeah, right.
Especially those.
Yeah.
We have no proof of trackables going missing at Gigas in the U.S.
That is right. There's been 0 so far, and there's probably a couple thousand that are supposed to be placed there. But I'm actually thinking about giving them, instead of putting them in the bins, I'm thinking about just talking to some folks and give it in can you go really take this home and drop in a cache near you?
Maybe to someone that's maybe handed off to someone who's going to Yosemite.
Going to South Dakota and then on to Yosemite or wherever you're going next. It's perfect.
Now, Pathfinder mentioned it too, but for people that are, and I know who that is, so I'm not just guessing at his age, that are around our age, we actually watched the show as a kid, so I kind of like, I remember the original DuckTales.
Right.
Redo it for, current kids, but I remember the show, and anybody around our age can already sing the theme song, pretty much. If it came on, you could sing along with it anyway, so.
Yeah, I'm putting a snippet of it at the beginning of the audio. So if anybody's an audio listening, they were able to listen to the little. I got it stuck in their head, I think, for the.
Well, I think Jesse volunteered to sing it.
Oh, yeah, there you go. We'll lose everybody we have possibly as listeners. We do that.
Now, if we get his daughter to sing it, because his daughter can sing.
She actually can. Yeah, I don't know whose kid she actually is, but she can sing. Edit that part out later, in case.
Charles suggests back to Australia. I'm not going to weigh down Craig with here. Craig, here's another item to take back to Australia with you. But Scott says he'd take mine. So thanks, buddy. He can take him back his direction. But all right, so we need to wrap this up tonight. We go on for hours, which we've done
times
before. Us? Angie, I gotta get you a chance to chime in on the DuckTales trackables, and it looks like they're going to be kind of a race too. What are your thoughts?
I think it's cool what you guys said too. I can't wait to see what it looks like in person. What will they be doing? All the little
I think mine come in Thursday, which is perfect because I won't be here.
Oh, nice.
Well, I'm sure we'll get to see them. I'm sure people will be able to.
People will be posting.
Yeah, they'll be posting and showing them. I think there's
my trip too, probably then.
Oh yeah, because you'll probably get yours before you leave, don't you? When do you leave for South Carolina?
I don't leave till a week from today.
Oh, okay.
Who knows? Maybe I'll get them in time.
Yeah. And we haven't really discussed, just to pull the curtain back a little bit. We haven't discussed as far as the Talk Network what we're going to be doing with our little grouping of them. I know Angie, you posted that you're going to be putting one out, but you didn't really give any detail yet, have you? Or no?
No, but I'll be giving probably most of them away. I have to keep one. but
you can't keep it though for very long.
Well, no,
you gotta
I
find it
mean,
out.
I'm gonna activate one.
You
and
activate
that'll be
one.
mine.
Yeah.
And I always put them out. Sorry, we can't be in your club for that.
Yeah, I can't be in the bad geocache. Well, like I said, after this week, there aren't any in here in this. I don't think. Make sure. I don't think I have any left that are supposed to be with me. You know, they're not. I've put them all. I'll put all the rest of them out. So I'm down to I think just the 2. Anyway, all right. So let's wrap up. Angie, what are your thoughts on all the things we talked about tonight? Do you have a final thought?
There's a lot going on. A lot of exciting stuff. It's gonna be a fun summer. Where it's finally starting to like look like summer around here. And we're, school's going to be over, and I'm excited to start geocaching more and doing these promotions, whatever they end up being. Some of them are mysteries still.
They are, yeah. The sea turtle one is still kind of a mystery. So, Zach, buddy, you're probably getting ready for the big trip, aren't you? When are you wheels up, as they say, for
oh
Cincinnati?
Boy, honestly, I was just all of a sudden I'm like, oh, it's week of Giga right now. I just got done with I had like a brother graduating, my girlfriend graduated, so I just had a really busy weekend. My brother just had region golf meet. They won today, so they're going to state.
Congrats.
Hopefully they win state next or 2 weekends from now. But yeah, now I'm like, oh shoot, tonight I got to check out like what hour I'm leaving. I think it's Wednesday night. But I got to check that out and make sure I communicate with the guy I'm riding with when we're leaving, where we're going, what we're doing. Everything finalized, and then we'll hit the road. Cool.
I look forward to seeing you. I will be there. We get in late Thursday, so I'll see you Friday though.
Okay.
Cool, man. Your last thoughts on DuckTales and hidden creatures and all the things with Geotours? What you have anything stick out to you?
Yeah, so I like all of the things that they're doing right now, and I'm not just saying that to be nice about it, including the thank you volunteer, and all these are good things. And I think Zach called it on our show a while back when he said, I anticipate good things from the change in CEO and the change in leadership. And I don't remember exactly when you said it, but you said a few months from now, I expect to see some good stuff. And I really think we are. I think we're small, of course, as they have to be, because, it's better they do small wins and overshoot and flop.
Yeah.
And I think the little steps that they've been doing are really good. And this is just another one, right? These little trackable promotions are adding a little twist into it. They're adding the friends board. They're doing all that other stuff. These are all good things leading up to a Giga. I'd say it's turning out to be a good year so far for geocaching. When previously everybody, we were all like, oh, we're losing users and everything. And it's totally changed in the last 6 months, I think.
Yep.
All this stuff is good. And it's not as exciting as Giga, but I am going on my vacation coming up. I'm getting 2 states and learned that there's a virtual right outside the airport where I'm flying through in Georgia, so I may get a 3rd state too. So, or I may miss my plane. I don't know what's going to happen, but
or miss your plane, one of the two. Yeah,
that's right. But I got to try that 3rd state too. So, good luck. And if we don't talk between now and then, good luck at Giga. Have fun, and I'm jealous still. So.
Thank you, sir. I know.
Tons of pictures. Everybody that's listening, tons of pictures. Put on Instagram. Tag us so we can see them all and see who all's there.
Yeah, something that Angie mentioned too. Oh, we got some echo.
Sound like T-Pain.
I can say what I mentioned too. I said blog posts. Let's hear all the good stories, and I think Ken mentioned, or what to do if you couldn't go to the Giga.
Yeah,
that would be cool too.
Yeah, something that I think you probably encouraged Jesse to do, and something that Jesse encouraged me to do, which I never really had thought of before, was doing small videos and put them on Instagram. Is that something that I don't know, Zach? Have you ever done an Instagram like that where you do a video for?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. It's like the good old.
Yeah, sorry.
We're getting there, right, Angie? We're trying.
Yeah, you've been doing a really good job.
Good.
Geocache Talk on Instagram, guys, and Memphis Mafia.
That's right.
You got to give us credit though. Gary and I are old. Y'all have to school us in the ways of the interweb. We're not natural to this stuff.
That's why we have the network. It works perfect.
That's
So
that's right.
I mean,
You guys are doing great.
well, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. If we ever fall off the wagon on our social media, let us know because we're gonna keep up. I know Zach's probably like, "What do I do now? I got no more Vine." So I mean, you're
Yeah, gotta keep the habits somehow.
you're doing good too. But I mean, it's something that we're all trying to do a little better at. But we'll try to do as much as we can, obviously, social media wise. So all right, well, thanks everybody. As we wrap up, I want to mention about coming up on the show. So next Sunday night is show 100, the show 100 show. I will be in Tennessee doing the shows. Jesse will be at home still, almost ready to leave for his trip. But we're going to do, we've got things laid out for the show pretty well. I'm still kind of finalizing. Was really hoping to have Ansley on, but she sent a nice note today about being not being able to make it, but thanking us for show 100. So thanks to Ansley for her contributions on being on a couple of the shows. So that's gonna be fun. We'll do that next week. 2 weeks, 2 Sundays away. Show 101. Daryl W4 and I will kind of do a Giga recap, and there'll be no Jesse. He'll be in an airport somewhere. And then in 3 weeks, we're going to go return to the favorite finds part 2 portion. So looking forward to doing that. So, all right, folks, we hope you enjoyed our 0.5 show tonight. Email us your comments at geocachetalk@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at geocachetalk, at Gary Slinkard, one word, at Sodak Zach, at GeoJanzy, right? On Twitter. Okay.
Yep, on everything. You're right.
Are you GeoJanzy? Okay, GeoJanzy on all of it. Okay. And then for Instagram, Geocache Talk, one word, Memphis Mafia, Gary Slinkard, all one word, GeoJanzy. And Sodak Zach, you're the same on all of them, right, Zach?
Oh yeah, everything.
Cool. That works out perfect for you. So
Yep.
yeah, follow us on all the social medias. You'll get to see some cool caches and cool experiences of us geocaching. So this show can be found on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Podcastpedia. I can't mention them all. I mentioned usually the big ones. But if you have a special favorite podcast player and you want me to add us to it, let me know. I've done that recently for a couple people. And of course, definitely click on the subscribe button below on YouTube here, and you will get to see and hear the show on a weekly basis because it sends you a reminder. And also tell your friends about the show. Both you can listen to it on audio, or you can watch the show or be part of the chat room. Chat room was big tonight, so we really appreciate our chat room chatters. They're really great. They do a great job they really add a little variety to the show and kind of give us another aspect to it. Is all of the come listen to the chat, or listen to the chat. Come be part of the chat during the show. That's always fun too. So until next week, don't just talk about geocaching. You need to go geocaching. Good night, everybody.
All right.
Good night.